This episode of Speakers of Hydaelyn is made possible by our generous patrons like Chris, Tyronius, Dalamud Popodo, Scry Della Rosa, Jamie Assur, Jerry Green, Cecilia Fulilirifu, Ariel, Courtney, Daimos, Sprocket, Casey Schaefer, and Omega Cat Comet. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV.
This is Speakers of Hydaelyn.
Good evening, Aorcians. Welcome to Speakers of Hydaelyn, episode 99. I'm Lakeel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by, hopefully, Yazpot, Rollo Dez, and hold it there for a few seconds, Rollo. There you go. And Malavanadar. You got a few extra seconds.
The camera just loves me.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 99. We're one episode away from 100 episodes. 100. So we don't know what we're doing for that episode yet, but we'll figure it out.
Been here the entire time.
Totally.
I have a little idea, but we might, we'll figure it out. So it's been a quiet week. A bit of a controversial few weeks, I'll say that much. Okay. So in a quick news update, Square Enix released a survey, which they do that every now and then to ask for feedback and stuff. There's some interesting questions. There's like one where they ask you to rank game publishers, and EA is on there.
Yeah. Oh, they were at the top.
Did you all put that at 12 as well?
Number one.
No, it was number one.
Totally
Yeah, number one, of course.
Yeah. Always
Yeah.
number one. No, of course.
Thanks for sponsoring the show, guys.
Yes, thank you, EA, for paying all money to us.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
So if you haven't done that yet, you should probably go do that. If you live in the US or Canada and the UK, you can win some gift cards.
It's like $500.
Yeah.
And Square Enix store cash.
Yes, 500 and 300.
That'll get you 2 necklaces, I think.
Hey, that's $75 off the next expansion.
There you go. That's a good point.
Those will mail out to people, by the way. It's like it was like in a press release or something like that. So you have to kind of dig for it.
Yeah, they didn't really make it. I thought they usually just email you directly about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it in an email, which I found kind of strange.
Yeah, I got it originally from Rollo. Rollo posted it, but then 10 others posted it in the general chat on our Discord. So it got around.
Stop posting in the chat, please.
Stop posting that damn survey. But there's one question that's very interesting, and it is whether or not, because there are a lot of questions about 14. If you picked 14, like if that's one of the games you're currently playing, you'll get some follow-up questions. And there's one question that's basically asking you if you would be interested in playing another Final Fantasy MMO that's not Final Fantasy 14.
So what does that mean, guys?
I mean, they must have it at least in the back of their minds. Maybe more than that.
I don't really think it means all that much. I think it's just like a kind of a. It's a question worth asking.
It means something, because they wouldn't ask that if they were like, we're never making an MMO again. Let's ask them.
Well, exactly, and I don't think anybody assumed they were never making another MMO.
Yeah,
because their two ones that have lasted have done well.
Yeah. They're probably at 14 is how old now? So it's gonna celebrate its 5-year anniversary this year. Because it's our 4-year anniversary this year, so that means 14 is 5. Technically it'll be more than that, because 1.0 as well, like the run 14 has run for a very long time. Will it be 8 years? 8 years in total.
It'll be 8 years. Yeah, because it was 7. This last one.
Which is ages.
That's a long time for an MMO.
It is.
Probably.
We're only on the second expansion.
Yeah, there was a tiny gap where something happened where they had to take a little break.
I mean, I guess I'm thinking though, if they expect to have it with the same amount of longevity as 11, then it's probably going to be a lot. I think they're just always planning. You know, like I don't think anyone would deny that they probably have like 15 Final Fantasy games just sitting at some form of pre-production all over their offices. I would assume they have a lot of them planned out. They just don't act on a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes Square Enix 8 years to make a game regardless anyways.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, you guys mentioned that earlier, and I was like, well, if it's Final Fantasy 16, then we'll get another MMO within the next couple of years because they don't make enough games in between their games anymore. Like every game would have to be an MMO if they're like, because they're only releasing a game once every 5-6 years now. So
I also think we wouldn't know like that there's an MMO being planned at this point if they're like, because when would that MMO come out? Like, okay, we know that 14 has.
Did it specifically say Final Fantasy MMO?
Yeah,
yes,
Final Fantasy.
It was specifically Final Fantasy, and it was not 11 or 14. So completely new.
So some people are talking about the mobile app or something. I don't think that's what that question was trying to scope, because then it would say mobile, because they are very on that. There's like a mobile MMO, an MMO.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's an extra M on it. Yeah. I also think I feel like they wouldn't specify, like it seems like a weird question to ask somebody who is obviously playing an actual PC MMO experience, you know? That seems like a really strange question. And if you were gonna, I feel like, as you said, they would just kind of ask you straight up, would you play a phone MMO?
I would have said no, otherwise,
Right, of course, yeah.
Did you also see, just a quick side note about that survey, because there was a question about what games you had played from the Final Fantasy.
I knew I was
A New Empire is on the list.
Yeah,
it's
favorite.
To see that alongside like Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
Oh, that's made me sick, dude.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta ask, was FF15 Pocket Edition even on there?
I don't think so.
No.
You know what? I don't think it was, actually.
They put a New Empire over.
Well, Rolo,
they did.
When you spend $58,000 million promoting it, of course you.
Yeah. So of course I checked that New Empire. Yeah. Play that. No.
It's the only one I ticked.
Yeah. Those great advertisements with that porn actress. Perfect. I wanted that.
Yeah, it was the only game they paid me to play. So obviously I'm gonna check that box.
Did we get to check the mail already?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Expect our 5 videos next week.
Yeah.
Yep. Best $14 I've ever made.
Yeah. So back to the question about a new MMO. At least I feel like it means that they haven't because we've also discussed the notion that maybe they won't ever make a new MMO. Like this is the end. But if they're asking these questions, at least they're like on the fence. They're like, we might have to see if there's a market. We might have to see if there's a market, and this survey which is probably an important thing to do, because you don't really even know at this point with the way MMOs are going if that, you're told. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. Especially because I'm going to assume they haven't even remotely started developing this. No,
probably. I'm assuming they would have, like, it seems like a Square Enix thing to have like a story and a world, probably some characters laid out. I mean, they always design their characters first, so I assume there's stuff like that. But I highly doubt they've worked on it at all. You know,
if I had to like place this on like the development timeline compared to 14, I think this isn't even the point where they posted the 2005 trailer for that one. It's not even in that stage yet.
Right.
So it's definitely like just conceptual.
Also remember, 14 was actually literally announced at the same time as 13. They were like, here's Final Fantasy 13. Also, here's 14. It's coming out soon. So, and I don't know if we've said this. Someone said this. It's Square Enix loves to announce stuff, not necessarily release stuff.
I know, and I hate it.
Yeah, so
it bothers me so much.
We would have known about another MMO very quickly.
I agree. That's actually a really good point. Yeah.
We know about that field with Kingdom Hearts
7. We know about that with every game they've made in the last 15 years.
You're
So
right.
many,
Yeah.
Literally every game.
So wait, here's a question though.
Uh-huh.
Do you think he would return as producer for a new?
No.
I don't think he would want to.
No,
Yeah, because it doesn't seem like he
doesn't-
wants to.
No.
like,
It seems like he loves what he's doing now, but from a lot of his comments, he's like, I'd kind of want to just go make a single player game or something.
Yeah, the fact that he
Yeah.
also sort of placed his own like end date on this project with
Right.
was it 6.0?
After that, I'm done.
Yeah, that's when his
That's 6
storyline
or 7,
ends.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally understand that too, because how shitty would it be to just be loopholed into like, okay, well, this is your job till the end of time. I know
Yeah.
you wanted to be
Yeah.
a game developer, but you only get to develop one game.
Yeah,
It's
It's
right.
like that's pretty boring.
Yeah.
That's okay too, because in all honesty, the amount of people he's like trained basically by working on 14, I'm sure a number of them could easily fill his shoes, or
Yeah.
at least someone get there.
Plus, I also don't think if he had a choice, he would be both roles like he is right now.
Yeah,
like
that's
true.
like
Which
that's.
which is a lot of
I'm
work.
still surprised to this
Yeah.
day that he hasn't just gotten somebody else to fill one of the two roles
Yeah,
he's currently in.
Because
Right?
these are two positions that used to be separate in 1.0, and for some reason they just smashed
Yeah.
that together.
They're separate in
and gave
almost
that...
every company ever.
Yeah. So, we'll see. It's interesting. It's gonna be. We've talked about this like a million times before, but it's just gonna be so weird to get a new Final Fantasy MMO
It's going to be brilliant.
because
it won't be
Yeah.
to like a decade from now, in all honesty.
Right. I don't think
So don't even worry
Well-
about it if you're worrying about 14 ending soon.
I mean,
we won't see Final Fantasy the next MMO until we at least get another single player game.
yeah.
And they haven't even
Yeah.
announced the next single player game, so I would have zero concern about that
Right.
happening anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to go
That's true.
14, 15, and then back to an MMO again.
Right.
I highly doubt that.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be wrong. I mean, obviously, there's no saying that's not going to happen, but it seems
That'd be
kind of
3
likely,
MMOs in the teens of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking we might see some news about a new Final Fantasy MMO within the next 5 years.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
if
sure.
there is one. We'll
And then
see.
another 5 years later, we'll get like
Yeah.
the first trailer or something.
But hopefully it'll be they'll get, because the next Final Fantasy MMO will be kind of the real Final Fantasy MMO after 11, because 14 has been a mess, and we all know this because it's had a very troubled start, and because of it, it has a lot of issues that
Mhm.
stem from that version. Now we'll get an MMO that's completely free of that, with brand.
I mean,
like
that's
next
assuming they
gen
don't fuck it up
tech.
somehow again.
If they do that,
Because they have to make it right. It still happened last time. It could happen again.
at least I'll get a new season for Remnants of a Realm.
Hey,
That's true. Well, no,
maybe even a new Rise and Fall.
Yeah, here we go.
It'll be around in a decade.
Yeah.
Don't
See,
you
like, we
worry.
get whatever we want.
Yeah.
They had
Um,
like a follow-up question where you had like a box of like what you write about what you wanted from the MMO.
yeah.
Mhm.
So naturally, I put make it for PC only,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they'll listen to me. So I don't think we'll have any of those issues.
I said put more Mog Station. Make sure you have Mog Station in the next one.
from the get-go.
Yeah. Start with a
Don't tack
fully
it on.
stocked, and take the items from 14, put that into the Mog Station, so you already have a full
All of
Mog
them.
Station.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a 14 relic?
Yeah, please. Yeah,
And
let me
then
buy a Cortana.
take all the assets from 14 to save development time.
Yeah. Please do that.
That's awful.
Imagine if I did that.
The last one's pretty real.
Oh god, yeah, skill trees.
Because that's good. That'll actually happen.
Yeah, skill trees.
Definitely skill trees.
Don't get Mela started on skill trees. It's gonna
Don't-
start
here we go
whacking
again.
something.
Skill trees, skill spheres.
If it's a new MMO, they can do
Skill
whatever the hell they want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Every item in the game has a skill tree associated with it.
as long as it's not like too. I want skill trees too, in a way, but there's also
Builds, at least. I want builds.
yeah, builds would be nice.
I think the important thing there is like it just has to be put in a game where it actually makes sense to have that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
When people talk about adding skill trees for, obviously that's not going to work. The game
No.
isn't designed.
No.
Make a new game from the
The
ground up.
closest you'll be, closest you'll ever get to skill trees in 14 is the roll abilities.
Which
There you go.
I'm sure they're going to delete pretty soon because
Yeah.
they fill even less of them. You know.
I hope they do something with it though. They said that they're gonna look at it with this patch, the next patch. So I don't know. I feel it's just like one of those 1.0 things again that they're like, I don't know. This doesn't work. Let's just rename it and just take some skills from White Mage and make him give him to all the healers. Let's also remove Stone Skin, 1.0 relic. Anyway,
I don't even know why they still even try to keep the 1.0 relics in there, because every single time they're like, well, we tried to keep it and then it didn't work, so we removed it again 2 years later. So you might as well just actually just purge it all at once.
Yeah.
Start over. Yeah. Let's make it 3. Let's do 2.3.0.
Oh.
You know, we gotta start over again.
Oh God.
14-2.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Let's do 14.2. Yeah. What if they just did that? Just made a Final Fantasy 14.2.
You have to play lightning.
Which is what they wanted with 11. 1.0 was supposed to be that. So maybe they'll finally achieve their dream of getting their MMO 2.
And we all know every single when they hyphenate a Final Fantasy game, it always does well. It's always a really good game.
What? They could even do like Final Fantasy 14 Dirge of, I don't know, Estinian.
Oh, a Dirge of Estinian?
I would kill.
Yeah.
Would you kill?
I would kill for. Yeah, I would kill with a crossbow. Wow.
God, not this again.
But yeah, I'd kill for like a single player game just set in Eorzea or whatever. Or
actually, yeah, that'd be really cool.
Well, if this is a side note, but I've actually always think that I think that's the end result for all of these MMOs. For every Final Fantasy MMO, is some form of single player playability. By the time they're old,
oh my God, that'd be amazing.
They'll never let 11 die. Obviously,
they'll let 11 die when.
But they will make a different way to always experience 11.
Mobile, yeah.
Mobile, and then if mobile dies, then maybe they'll be like, here's how you play. This is the story. They'll always keep it around.
I don't think they'll do that with 11. 11 is already so obscure. It's already fallen into obscurity.
I just don't think they ever want.
I
don't think they ever want it so you can play through Final Fantasies 1 through 10, then skip one, then play through 12 and 13, and then skip one, and then play through 15 and 16. I don't think they ever want
no longer be accessible.
Right. I don't think that'll ever happen.
I would be extremely surprised if they went through the effort. They can't even make the 7 remake. Like, how are they going to fucking make 11 a single-player game, which is like 7 games in one? There's
someone else is doing
no way.
And they didn't fire them this time.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't trust Square Enix to do that much work for 11. 11 to them is, at this point, I don't know. The fact that they made it a mobile MMO, it kind of shows their hand a bit.
Well, that shows that they don't want to let it die.
Why wouldn't they just make that game that you just talked about then? That single player experience.
Why would they? They don't need to. And they can still. Mobile is a great market for that exact formula.
It's a perfect.
I'm saying it makes perfect sense. If MMOs completely die off and no one's playing MMOs anymore, then
that's
that makes
MMO.
Perfect sense. I know. I'm saying it's not happened. I'm saying it's a great time to do it.
It's an MMO
right now.
And
in 15 years,
that's going to be a mobile MMO. And they're like, we're not remaking a mobile MMO. And they're like, oh, okay. And then moving on. I don't think 11 is going to get that treatment. The other 14, I think it'll just get some sort of recognition down the line. Maybe they'll make I don't know.
It'll be
some cutscenes. I don't know. They'll do something, I guess, when the game is
done. Will be there.
Yustola will definitely be there.
She'll be there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting question though, because I don't know what they're going to do. Because there's going to be a gap eventually in the games they'll be unplayable in the series. So I would love if they did that. If they made 11 a single player game, but that is a big game. That is a big.
Well, I mean, they could also
game.
They also don't have to do every single expansion in one thing or anything like that. They love DLC. They love making multiple games. They're totally okay. I think it's totally acceptable. Just be like, here's the main scenario of Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah.
But then you won't get the ending, the conclusion, which is Rhapsodies.
Well, then they can they can compress it. They can take out all the DLCs that don't matter, the expansions.
Now we're just talking about
but I'm saying it's just like
up in ads. So.
Yeah.
Square Enix in the past has gone through really great lengths to make sure you can play every single Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, but they've never touched their MMOs. And
I don't think it would.
Well, they haven't had a. That's a straw man argument because they haven't had a chance.
No, that's what I'm saying. So we don't know if they're gonna go, because it's a much bigger job to make a game that's not single player single player and then remake, because they have to remake it. Like they have to do the 7
so
treatment.
they're doing it for the phone as well. They're remaking it.
Well, it's a little easier with a mobile game, and I'm pretty sure we don't know what that game looks like yet. By the way, we do not know what's in store for us.
Well, we've seen screenshots. Yeah,
screenshots are good.
It's clearly remade. Yeah,
but we don't know. We don't know anything about it yet. So to say that it's good is wrong.
I'm not saying. Oh, I didn't say it was good.
Yeah,
and I'm just saying I'm saying it makes sense. But it shows that they have this urge to not let them die off.
I don't know. You guys are
going
hard on this one.
Yeah, I don't know why we're going so hard down on this. Moving on. Let's go to what were we talking about? New 14 MMO, whatever.
Yeah.
Make one
10 years.
one day. Okay, so we got some information about Heaven on High. It's not very interesting.
No.
Which is a great
title. Omikote Go to Heaven.
Yeah,
like
that's good. So we know that the requirements now. Disciple of Magical War, level 61 and above. So not 60. You have to be 61. And you have to have completed the Stormblood main scenario quest, Tide Goes In, Imperials Go Out, which is a level 63 quest. And you have to have cleared floor 50.
Which makes sense for the 63 quest, because I don't think you have access to that island until you do that quest.
That makes sense, yeah.
I think, yeah.
When registering to enter, all party members on all worlds must be in the Ruby Sea. And that's that. That's all they've told us. And then they showed some pictures. I'm not going to show them here because they're mostly pictures we've seen before. Some of it's just not very interesting.
Yeah.
The dodo's there.
The dodo is shown, and it also shows the player turning into an otter.
Which in that same picture shows that everything about the interface is still the exact same. It's all
It is not its own a new interface. But I mean, I didn't expect that to be different because it's still the deep dungeon system. So it kind of makes sense. But there's no new icons. Like there's still the lock and the race stone icon. There's nothing else there.
No reason to change it. So
yeah,
it's true.
And then they show the dodo, and it ends with this line. And the biggest question of all is the dodo mount obtained by appraising treasure.
Well, hopefully not.
That'd be kind of a shame. Didn't they say it's reaching the last floor?
See, that would. Did they say that? Because we've talked about that before. Because we were like, what can possibly be on top of the tower if that's the reward? This might be the cop out though, if it's just from the horde.
But they definitely said it was tied to something in the tower, like a boss or something. I don't know.
There's probably like a nest of eggs on the roof.
Maybe. Just a nest of eggs.
Climbed.
The Japanese says something somewhat like, "Why do dodos come out of treasure?" Why do dodos come out of treasure?
That classic Japanese.
So that means it's in a chest then.
Yeah, so it is. So it.
Oh my god, even worse.
Well, that's.
Now you got to compete with 4 people possibly.
But that's what the treasure is, though. It is a chest. That's.
Yeah, but it's like personal loot, isn't it? Rather than.
No, I'm thinking it's just from the.
Just from the horde. Okay.
Yeah, we don't know. No idea. It might just be normal, regular loot. Who knows?
It could be the equivalent of potsherds.
That too.
And that was my.
That would make most sense.
Which maybe. I was like, yeah, it's just gonna be like the head from.
Yeah.
God, it sucks for getting this so late. Like. Should have been out already.
And we still haven't gotten Eureka.
Yeah, and we're getting a live later soon or something.
So I want to, mention that something's off right now. Like there's something wrong.
Stormblood has such a strong start, but then the patches have felt a bit.
This
weird.
one in particular is, to me, feels worse.
It's since Eureka began because it was so delayed, and it all just feels.
Yeah, everything kind of fell apart. Yeah, it's very
strange.
Wrestling.
It's because they did the wrestling,
which is even weirder because like the patch itself was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, the main content of it was so good, and we were all like, oh hell yeah. And then it's just been like, but where's everything else?
Yeah, where is everything else that we're supposed to be playing?
I would like to have, like, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been playing the game very much because there's nothing to do.
Same.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
I barely even like did the Let It Rain event or whatever it's called. Make It Rain. So yeah, it's probably one of the worst content droughts we've had.
I kind of have to agree. Yeah,
definitely since like 3.3 or 4.
Yeah.
Is this as bad as like 3.0 with that drought?
No, well,
like the 3.1 drought.
That was terrible. Yeah. That was the worst.
That was like, oof.
Well, that was more insulting because they released shitty content.
Yeah.
So this one is better because they haven't released anything, like they didn't go, oh, by the way, here's your content. It's Lords of Dominion 2. Like they didn't do that to us. So I would say it's better in that regard.
Yeah.
They didn't insult us this time.
Yeah. I remember the 3.0, 3.1 content drought was worse because, as you said, we just got an expansion. We were all riding the high of the expansion, and we're like, more, and then nothing for 3 months.
Never reap.
Well, it's debatably 6 months.
Yeah. So yes, didn't we just get died? Oh, God, everything was
3.1 is go look at what we got in 3.1.
3.1 was terrible.
People forget how bad it actually was.
Yeah. So no, it's not as bad as that, because in that drought, 3.0, 3.1 was the first time I was like, I might have to switch game. I might not want to play this anymore. Don't have that here because now I at least know what's coming. You know.
Yeah, you're just too far into it now.
It's too. I'm too deep. It's no, not gonna happen. I'm going down with this ship, but it's not as bad. But there's this, just you log in and you're like, I'll do the minute cac pop.
I mean, catch up patches or the odd number patches are always kind of rough in general. I think for like the last one of the expansion.
Yeah.
Because you can't get your drops from the 8-man raids. So that sort of keeps you busy. But here it's like you just get the drop for the week and from the lighthouse.
But it sort of is the best time for them to have the more long-term content, because you don't need to do expert anymore.
Yeah.
You only need your one token a week. So this is the perfect time to put in the juicy long-term content.
Yeah.
And then the other patches, they can have the short term, wow, really cool raid. That's good.
That's a really good point, Mela, because now we're going to get all this long-term content very soon after we get the actual content. Like, especially for me, how much time am I going to actually have to do Eureka before I have to get into the next Omega tier? Like, I'm not going to have that long.
No.
Which
and it's all going to be just...
That's actually, I never thought about. That's a really good point, is that by delaying it, then it gives just... This could have been something we would be doing the whole patch.
Yeah.
And then,
It is.
It's dumb.
It is dumb.
It's dumb. It's, I don't know. It's weird. They should have put Heaven on High, like, right after. We've talked about this before, but it is very strange. I hope in the next expansion, when they release the next Deep Dungeon, they look back on this and hopefully realize how bad of an idea that was.
I think Deep Dungeon should be in the 0.1 patches at the latest, really, because they're, leveling content. They're not anything more than that.
Yeah.
So why release it so late?
That's
true.
I just know that
minor gripes.
We're just gonna get comments on this episode on YouTube. I just know it. Like, I don't have time to everything. So why are you complaining? Don't play it so fast. Of course. I don't even hardcore raid. I do expert roulettes and I'm all out. I'm all out. I have nothing left to do. I sometimes I just do expert roulette just because I have to do something. I have to have at least done something for the week, so I do an expert roulette. I still have to level some classes. I do that, but that's one alliance
say that
raid roulette.
If you've got there is loads of content to do, but not if all of it appeals to everyone.
Yeah,
right.
Anyways,
and some people have actually done it all still. And, and it's like not even the fact that it's like, well, who cares? Do it slower. It's like, but I mean, that's the why people play an MMO. Is because it gets updated. You always have more stuff to do. That's kind of the point.
Yeah. So no, the birds, but the thing is, the reason why I don't have the birds is because I can't get people to do it with me now. Like, how do I get those people?
People will join.
Stormlords just made me hate Party Finder so much.
It's terrible.
Deal with it anymore.
It's like, yeah. It's a farm party, and then we die in like the first 5 minutes. Like,
just hit. Here's what you do.
No, up until virus
You've
phase.
done this before.
Never make it to virus phase.
And then there's one wipe, and then one dude's like, I'm out. This is a farm party. And then he leaves, and I'm like,
which fight are you guys talking about? Are you talking about 7?
In general.
I was talking about 7.
In general. Okay. I'm just talking about in general. Like every time I do like, I'm joining a farm party, dies after the first 5 minutes, everyone disbands.
Yeah.
And you're left alone in the cold.
2 runs and then it disbands.
Yeah.
Here's what you do, Lukiel, right? So you make a party, you make it Loot Master, and you say in order, right? And then as soon as you get yours, you just leave.
They fell, and I don't know why.
Perfect. I'm sure I would get away with that.
Why do people join them?
I don't know. Why would you join as the last person? You know you're not going to get a drop.
Yeah.
Especially for recent content.
Absolutely, it's weird. Very weird. You're
not going to get your Tsukiyomi dog.
Yeah, if you do it for Tsukiyomi, you're going to be there for like 500 runs before you get there.
By the time one drops, people will be done.
Yeah. I haven't. Okay. Well, I mean, this is my fault. I haven't even done her. I haven't done her. Tsukiyomi. I haven't touched Extreme at all. So that's my fault. I should have done. That's one thing that I said. I think I even said it on the podcast. I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
day 1 or day 2 or whatever, and then I just didn't, and then I just didn't for a long time, and here we are today. Still haven't done it.
Just do it next Friday hangout. Like that'll be fun.
No.
I've actually been doing so much less extreme content this time. Like normally, at this point in the expansions, I would have had all the birds, ponies, wolves by this point. You know, I'm usually like really on that. But now that I have a good fun static, I don't feel like doing anything in the PF ever. So I'm like, hey guys, you want to farm something? And if they're like, nope, I'm like, all right, I'm never doing it again.
Isn't it strange? Because it's the opposite. It's almost the opposite for me. Because when we had a static, I did all the things alone in the party finder. I remember I got all the ponies, and I was trying to get the birds. Then our raid party fell apart, and now it's just like I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything ever. I don't want to do anything with anyone.
I totally get it.
Yeah. So let's move on because we have to talk about the live letter as well. We have to discuss that because it feels like it's like despite this is why everything is so topsy-turvy, which is a very great word. Thank you, Mela, for saying it.
No problem.
I use it all the time now. So live letter 45 is coming up, and it's going to talk about patch 4.4. And it's coming out on July 16th, which means Eureka Pagos has still not come out.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any footage of Pagos other than the stuff in the trailer. We haven't seen any in-game stuff. We don't know what's new. We don't know anything about it. But they're already moving on to 4.4.
So wait, did they say this is going to be on 4.4, by the way?
Patch 4.4 preview part 1. That is exactly what it says on the website in the announcement.
That's so strange.
Which means
watch them talk about the next Eureka wing before even releasing this.
That is so weird, actually. Yeah.
I guess that's why it feels like, especially that this patch was taking a bit too long for its actual content.
Because it's almost over.
Yeah.
And we still haven't had 50% of the content.
It's very weird, but it's happening. And a special guest is the producer for no, I wish. Well, do I? Monster Hunter World, because that's happening too. But everything. So that's happening in July, presumably, because they said and they said summer, so we kind of have to be in July. I'm assuming it's going to come out when your Pagos comes out.
He has nice normal hair. It's very nice.
He
hair.
does.
He's got a very.
We have seen. We saw him on the previous live letter actually.
Yeah, I eat his hair.
Yeah, I'd eat his hair too. I'd give his hair 7 out of 10 eatable hair. So I would definitely put that. I'll put that in a drink, maybe. You know.
So vile, Jesus.
So vile.
Yeah, just rip out a few hairs, stir it in your tea or something. Just like that.
Yeah. I'll pluck them. Okay, so yeah, what do you think they're gonna? So it's actually strange to talk about because I don't feel like this patch is over yet because it isn't. But I'm assuming so this is part 1, so I'm assuming part 2 is gonna be the next Eureka that they're gonna show off that, because it would be very strange if they in this live letter showed the next Eureka and Pegos hasn't even come out.
Or do you think maybe that they'll just carve out like 15 minutes during this live letter?
I thought so initially, but it's the way it's like set up, like patch 4.4 preview. Well, seeing as they have Monster Hunter World, which is before 4.4,
right?
They might squeeze some Pegos in there. They should at least.
I feel like announcement.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they almost have to, right? Because like they haven't talked about it at any live letter so far. Like they at least usually like to talk about everything at least once.
Yeah.
Not with Eureka.
I guess not.
It'll just release one day and
they're not even gonna put it on the lodestone. It's just you're gonna hit nothing. You're like, oh, it's out. Okay, I guess
it's probably part of the patch coming out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we just won't even know.
Oh, chat, please stop talking about Diadem in chat. I can't. Please.
It basically is Diadem. You are a fool.
Shut up,
Nat, I see you. Stop protecting. Stop defending Diadem. Stop defending Diadem. Don't you dare. So that's it's on July 16th at 9 p.m. GMT, 10 p.m. 9 a.m. GMT, 10 a.m. BST, 11 a.m. my time.
That is a good point. If the app comes out late July, so they're probably going to talk about that a lot at that. Because that's like
what else there to say about this point?
I just assume they're going to talk about it because it's 2 weeks before the app comes out.
God help us all. Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, it's the app is happening whether we like it or not, and they are going to push it, and people are going to use it. Even
it's easy money,
easy money, and even though it'll lead to more sadness than happiness.
Sadness, I love it.
I mean, it'll fuck up your item search. It'll cost money to put things up on the market. Everything is horrible, but it's gonna come out, and you are going to buy it, and you're gonna pay that sweet money for that premium subscription.
It's a premium subscription, right?
Yeah. Also, additional purchases, so you can get some extra mug coins, so you can buy more Kupo nuts, so you can put out more stuff. Anyways, live letter, you can look forward to that on Monday, July 16th.
What a review.
That'd be great.
I'm reviewing it before it came out. That's unfair. I'll give it a...
Fuck the app. That's my review of...
Can't believe they're not even talking about that content. The app sucks. Anyway, you can cash that all live.
I will have to obviously I'll have to download the app to see how bad it is.
Absolutely. And then
I just can't.
When you open it the first time and it pops up, initial starter pack, only 48 hours, and you get this special deal. You get 25% extra coupon. I'm gonna get it.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Get the starter pack, dude. Get it.
Yeah.
It's only $5. $4.99 even.
I'm sad. I forgot what I was going to say. It doesn't matter. Let's move on. Let's talk about the domain reconstruction thing. Because if you've been doing this every week...
Not done it ever once.
You haven't? Oh my god, Mela, you've missed out.
Did you guys get to the end of it already?
I forgot it was a thing.
I have completed it.
It's the only thing I've actually done.
Consistently. Because it's so easy. You just throw some junk in there, usually materia, and there you go.
It has been great for helping me manage my inventory, by the way. It makes me look like every week I look at it, I'm like, okay, what needs to go?
I just like, which materia goes today?
Yeah, it actually makes me feel like shit because I look through my inventory and I'm like, I can't sell any of this, but I can sell this absorbent amount of materia that I have. So I guess that goes. And then I'm like, all right, direct hit materials, and I cry like 20 minutes after I do
that. So it was. I don't know what I even it was a system that came out of nowhere.
I didn't expect it to end when it ended.
No.
Yeah, that was very sudden. I thought there was more to do. It was like, oh. Okay.
It almost felt like it was supposed to be longer, but then we're like, no, we don't have time. Let's just make that one big.
I feel like it might not be over completely. I feel like it might not be over completely.
Yeah, because there is more areas behind stuff.
I think that was just it for what we have right now.
Yeah, because there's still that one place where there's like this tower that's like leaning over. There's like this closed up area where stuff is still broken around Doma. So there is potentially more they could do.
They'd say it was a chapter. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does say that. So it might continue.
Yeah. It just also seems like I would be shocked if they were like, this is a system that's what they designed it for. Was that?
Yeah.
It was to deliver 4 cutscenes. You designed a whole system. That doesn't make any sense to me, right?
How many weeks did this last? I mean, it's been
4 weeks,
right?
4,
right?
4 weeks.
4 or 5.
I think it was a month.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
What did you think of the story or the cutscenes? I guess.
It was it was a nice little break. Although I am like kind of done with Doma, so I'm like, I can't really care. But it's kind of sweet. Like stuff happens, and you kind of feel like you have a little. You'd make a little difference in there, but I mean, everyone's getting the same. It's like MMO mentality, of course. Everyone's seeing the same shit, so you're worthless. But
you're not special.
You're not special. But I think it was nice to see it like grow. Although, again, I want to point out the last thing where there are 2 people you suddenly serve at once. You know who I'm talking about, like Boldy and the other dude.
The paper man.
Yeah. One thing I want to point out, there's an NPC in there that has a 100% unique animation. There's only one NPC in the whole game that has that, and that's the dude that sits with the paper lanterns painting, and he's like looking at it and like doing stuff with it. I thought that was kind of sweet. Also, when you
like the guy.
I don't want to. Do we not want to spoil this? By the way, it's a story, so maybe. And
is there much to spoil?
Is there really anything to spoil? Yeah,
it's pretty. You fix the dome and enclave,
right?
It
looks more Japanese when you're done.
Yeah.
The stalls there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really like the
fresh.
I really like the lighting. Like I would actually like the really multicolored lantern station. I think that looks really cool, and I would like those because they're really bright colors.
Yeah.
And I think that looks awesome. I'd like those around my house or something.
Yeah, cool. I agree.
I like the dude near the summoning bell that gets pissed off because you use it so much, and he's like, "Please stop ringing that fucking bell."
Oh yeah. There's also once you're done, you also get the vendor that actually provides fake windows, so you don't have to craft
I'm pissed. I was so mad, dude. I was so mad.
Thank God Yash can't earn any money anymore. Thank
God.
What
the shit,
He's
dude?
out of business.
I mean, like 50 mil off of all the other windows.
Thank you.
It's so much money.
They're nicer windows too than the other ones.
You can't even put them on the market board. I was like, well, maybe I can still sell them because I'm first week. Maybe I'll make some. Oh no, they're market prohibited.
Yeah.
Not special.
Yeah. Also, that's where you get the cloth for
I bought all the stuff. I just didn't craft it. Yeah,
no,
Sadu, sorry, not Vanu.
Yeah,
the new windows aren't as nice. That's true, but at least they provide some light. So if you want to be greedy and don't want to pay up for the mats or want to go gather them, which takes forever.
For the wooden windows, for the glass windows.
Yes, yeah.
It takes like 45 seconds, dude.
That's 45 seconds I don't have.
You're crazy.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's good. I hope they build on this system a bit more. Maybe make it more engaging. It's kind of like you just go there, dump your junk, and then watch a cutscene.
I think I'm fine if that's all it is.
Yeah.
I think that's fine if that's all it is, because I do think if they were using that system to actually like that's the tool they use to rebuild places. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
You know, if we were to like go around to different places and be like, well, this place was garbage and now it looks good. You know, I'm okay with that if that's all it is. Just I'm hoping that there's something else that they're going to use this for, and this wasn't just the whole thing.
Right.
which kind of scares me because it doesn't have another name. It's just called the Dome and Reconstruction.
Yeah.
Which normally, if they're going to reuse something, they give it a secondary name.
Yeah.
You know,
like, I mean, I think Reconstruction would be enough. Like,
yeah, okay. I guess you're right. Yeah, you could just call it Reconstruction effort. Yeah. Yeah, good point.
I mean, it's nice side content to do where you're like queuing for something. You just want to get rid of some junk. It's there. It's not offensive. I think it's okay.
Yeah. I agree. I was almost expecting this system to be implemented in like Alamigo at some point, but
wouldn't it? It almost does make like. Do you think that this would be a replacement for like the Mordona rebuilding stuff?
Yeah.
Or would you rather see it? So I guess the question is, would you rather see these places evolve over time without your input, patch to patch, or would you like to have some input on that? As I think, because I think so. Mordona is a great example that everybody who's coming to play the game now, Mordona's just fixed.
Yeah,
it's great. It's always looked great.
Yeah,
you just walk in and people are just celebrating, like, well, what the fuck? What happened?
Right.
So,
and
what are people cheering?
And in 2.0, it didn't look really that good. Like there was no flags up, there was no walkways, half the buildings weren't there. And I think people are missing.
It was just a tent in a like a tiny in a little valley. It was nothing else.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
Was the pavement even there? Like,
no.
Stone
it was just gravel.
Yeah,
I think.
like,
yeah,
I think people do miss out on that.
Yeah.
Same with Idleshire.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't know if that's exactly what this is supposed to be. Because Alamigo is still changing without our input, so I don't know if that's actually the intended use of this, but I think that's a good use for it.
Yeah, I would rather it be used for that. It'd be like, oh, here, build up the tome exchange area yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe they could add in Alamigo proper, the city, as a separate new zone like they did with the Enclave, and then you rebuild that bit.
Yeah.
Someone in chat said it would be a great way to rebuild Ishgard.
I mean, yeah,
it's a good point. It's a great point.
Oh yeah, maybe have an event where we hang up decorations for the event.
Sure, maybe like Christmas decorations.
Yeah, maybe
like Ishgard celebrate Christmas.
No, they don't even know what it is.
They're still recovering.
They don't know anything about celebrating.
They don't know anything about the holiday they invented.
No,
they know it's Christmas.
They're at war, Mala. They're at war. They don't know what holidays are. Right. So that's the Dome and Reconstruction. Is there anything else you want to wrap up? Because before we move on, because technically this part of the patch is now done. The next thing we're going to get from this patch is Heaven on High and Eureka. Is there anything else in this patch that we forgot to talk about in the previous episodes? Which I probably should have noted down, but I haven't thought about it. We've talked about Namasu. What?
Been pretty barren.
I realized that I've forgotten to do the custom deliveries almost every single week.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I did that.
Something I totally forgot about.
Current looks like shit now. She looks like garbage. So don't worry about it, guys. I'm on
How
it.
she should look.
She looks terrible, and that's perfect.
I'm gonna keep mine pristine when I finally get around to unlocking.
It's such a silent and pointless boycott because no one can see it. But I'm like, yeah, you look really
I'm
shitty
sticking
today.
it to the man.
Yeah, you look like shit. Enjoy that boob hat. So okay, do you want to watch minimum eye level before we do the great discussion?
Did you want to talk about the prince and princess outfit?
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot about that.
Oh my god.
So they released on the Mog Station.
Bad.
It is incredible.
It is absolutely
incredible. I love this.
Everyone who says, "Oh, male players get nothing good and the female players get all the nice things," this time
let me set the stage. Mog Station released something that had already been sort of data mined. The fairy tale prince and princess outfit. Now they are of course very different depending on your gender. The male one actually looks pretty decent. But then there's the princess dress. Something's wrong. Something's not right.
Looks like she's smuggling CRT monitors. It's so bad. Like, it's so bad.
For how much it's worth, which is $18.
Yeah.
There's so much clipping, and even
let's take one issue at a time. Let's first address Let's first address the shape. The shape. Now,
I mean, it's very puffy.
It's a puffy dress, and it's
pleasantly plump.
Pleasantly plump. I think we're gonna see a big surge in like pregnancy roleplay.
Yeah, 100%.
That's gonna soar through the sky.
I mean, it's the only thing you can do with it.
Yeah.
On Rose is really bad, by the way. Like they look the most knocked up.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's also, I think, it just doesn't look good. Like it's low quality. It's like
it doesn't look like it's worth $18. That's for sure.
No. And I see someone pointing out in chat. It looks like it doesn't have texture. It looks like, especially on the really puffy part. It looks like it's just blank. She's like, whatever. It'll just color, no texture needed. But then there's another issue. Obviously, when you make a ginormous dress, it clips.
Clipping.
When it clips,
oh my god,
it clips.
It's not even like a subtle clip. Your hands by default are just stuck through it.
Yeah.
Most race idol poses, you will clip through the dress.
It's actually in their picture that they're like, look.
Yeah, I'm about to.
It's clipped. Her arms are gone into her.
But also on that same pose where they show off the outfit, they show the male one from the back, but not the female one, because they knew that it was gonna tails were gonna clip through, and they clip through. They clip.
It's like they're not even there. Like they didn't even say like, oh yeah, some of the races in this game have tails. So we'll put a little hole for them. No. Because the dress is too fat for the tail to even go through anyway. They'd have to actually move the tail.
Yeah. Also, it's very funny watching people with that dress on a chocobo. Just want to say, if you haven't lived until you've seen a row in that dress riding a chocobo, it is magnificent.
It's embarrassing.
So this is
I love the Mog Station.
So this is from the Chinese client, I believe, and
Oh, really? Shocker! Wonder why? Because it looks like fucking trash. Is that why?
You're being too rough on it. Yes, surely a lot of time and effort was put into this. The male one.
Yeah.
The male one.
Sure. So these are made. These are Chinese in-house made. Like this isn't something Square Enix.
Yeah.
The whole country's to blame.
Yeah, the whole country of China.
When are we gonna get a good anything that looks remotely good from the Chinese game? Like,
nothing.
Stop.
We'll
stop putting your shit in the game.
We are never gonna get anything good from the Chinese version.
I don't want your fucking angel and demon shit.
Oh.
I don't want your Neza Kingdom Hearts garbage. Stop it. I don't want it.
We've been on this soapbox before. No one's listening. We're just gonna get comments from people saying complaints from poor people.
I bought it.
Did you actually buy it?
Complaining of poor
I didn't
people.
buy it.
Oh, okay.
Complaining.
So
I'm gonna buy it just so they can't say.
By the way, the male one is obviously the better one, but also it's pretty shitty because the two tassels on the back, right behind the shoulders.
Yeah.
They have no physics, and if you move your arm up, it will just it's supposed to be a piece of cloth. It just straight out.
Yes.
It looks so fucking bad.
It looks like fish fins. It looks terrible. So yeah, the male one is the better of the two, but it's by no means good. So yeah.
Also, they're gender locked again. Can we stop with this?
I don't think that's the biggest issue right now.
I'm just saying.
I agree though.
But you want to see male characters in that dress too.
I want to wear that dress. Hey.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
I want to do some
I like it.
Some male pregnancy role play. Let's do
some M-preg role.
Let's do that.
That would be enough to tip me over the edge. And I would leave.
I kind of agree with you.
I want to see dudes wearing it, and the chest is just so flat, and there's nipples just barely poking out. That's what
that is life right there. We'll do that in the hermit's hovel later tonight.
You guys are the source of all depression.
I'm not the one buying it, by the way.
I'm buying it. Rollo will have the prints.
You're killing me. Taking another year off my life.
That's the plan all along. Okay.
Well, he's not got many left.
Okay. So that's that. Dress is garbage.
Yeah.
Don't buy. Unless
anyone who's already bought it, refund it.
Yeah, good luck.
Get your account banned. Start again.
I'm sure some people can make it look tolerable, but it's mostly really
like
bad.
glamoring it with the Emperor's New Vest.
The modding subreddit, please get to work on it, make it look nice, and then maybe I'll think about it.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at. We go places sometimes. We go down some dark roads every now and then.
I'm in a dark place right now.
Yeah, me too. So I think we have to lighten it up. Let's look at some minimum eye level. We did last week. We did
Wanderer's Palace normal.
Okay, so that was minimum eye level run of the Wanderer's Palace. That was a butt clenching experience.
That was
pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw.
3 minutes and 10 seconds left.
Yeah, that was a real clincher.
It was much longer, that last part. I think it was 45 minutes of footage just by the Tonberry King alone.
We were like having to like legit prog.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we've made it up to third set of Tonberry. So are we going to sleep? What are we going to do? We have to come up with a plan.
Yeah.
We came up with the sacrifice Mela.
It was kill them all twice. Kill them all twice. Home gang the third one after killing like 10 Tonberries.
Yeah.
And then sacrificing Mela.
Yeah. Okay, it's time to go.
I really liked that one though.
We have to pull the next dungeon.
Okay.
Ooh, it's gonna be
Wanderer's Palace
to be Saint Mosian's because we still haven't gotten it.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'm still saying Village Wall.
I'm gonna say, going by tradition, we usually get the hard mode of the dungeon we've done. So I'm gonna go for the same as Mela, Wanderer's Palace hard. Or Cutter's Cry. No, Wanderer's Palace.
No, please not Cutter's Cry.
I'm gonna get Cutter's Cry now. Because
I don't want to do the fucking ants and...
I know, I'm sick of ants. I haven't even been there for like 10 years.
Oh my god.
Copperbell Mine's hard.
Oh god, I want to die.
Have we not done that?
No.
Have we not done that?
I feel like we have.
But I guess we haven't because we never did the first guy with the bombs. That's gonna suck, dudes.
Oh my god.
Ooh, that first boss, we're gonna have to not beat it the weird way where you pull everything. We're gonna actually have to.
Oh no! And with the bombs, I feel like we've
spin the wheel.
That's the second boss.
Let me go to our channel and just Google search.
I think we did normal. I think we just did normal. That's why.
Who's the final boss in Copperbell Mines hard?
We did Copperbell Mines. I remember
that was like an early episode.
Pharaoh Sirius.
I'm gonna Google.
Who the hell is the last boss?
We did the slime. Oh, the last boss is the guy with the worm. The worm that eats the bugs, the crystals. That's what he eats. Crystals, not bugs.
Oh, worm.
Yeah, and he goes and there's like the big sand arena in the middle and the big guy.
Oh god, we've definitely not done that one yet.
Yeah, we haven't
done it.
Yeah, we haven't done it.
Yeah, we did the inspector thing. That's what we're doing for Copperbell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we have to spin. Do we have to? Oh wow.
No, I'm not listening.
Well, we don't. I don't have to.
We do.
Spin the wheel.
Let's see. Let's spin the wheel and see what hell awaits us.
No.
Can you just add like a like right when it's about to go?
Oh. Can I do it in time? I can. Right before?
Right. Yeah. Now.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
We got this one unlocked, I feel like.
Oh no. Well, gear as you go.
At least it's only level 50.
Yeah, that's
totally at least.
Oof.
Oh well.
Hey,
it's gonna be.
We have
fine.
our job crystals. That's what matters.
That's
we can do
what
off global cooldowns. That's
We can get
Think
so
positive.
much worse. We're just gonna be naked. That's all.
Yeah, can.
Yeah,
it'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be okay. Okay, so let's go into a bit of a darker topic in the great discussion. Do we have time? Yes, we do. Do you want to maybe get the Mog mail out of the way first?
Let's do Mog mail first because we got some stuff.
We got some stuff. Some of it is old, some of it is new. We're trying to clean up our Mog mail. Remember to send us Mog mail. speakersxv.com/Mog mail.
Please.
Eventually we'll read it.
Well.
Yes. So I don't have the stuff rendered, so you don't get a fancy overlay, but please forgive us. So this first one's from Ern Thota Himley Twin from Genova.
Probably a Rogadin.
That is a Rogadin.
I hope so.
That is definitely a Rogadin.
Hopefully not a Lalafell.
Yeah. Hi, speakers. I wanted to ask your opinions, thoughts, improvements to duty at the end of the 4.3 story. I've never seen a summoner hotbar in my entire life and almost had a tiny panic attack until I saw how bare bones they took it. Do you think they could implement more duties like this for story reasons? Are there some classes that lend themselves better to the experience than others? Could this be a way for players to try out 5.0 classes in a smaller setting? It was a really fun duty in the end, but I'm curious how you felt about it too.
It's a lot of questions.
A lot of questions in one. Let's. I mean, we've already sort of given our thoughts and opinions.
We all
on
loved
that.
it, right?
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Also, the name of the buff just being called role playing, so this sort of has like a purpose.
It was cute.
Yeah.
I don't think classes are going to lend better to the experience than others because you're not playing as Alfino is nothing like playing like Summoner. So
you had Ruin and you had
a different version of Tribe Bind and a different version, or no, you had regular physics, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that those will ever be complicated enough that you'll get like sure you might be able to get like a slight preview of a job, but you wouldn't be actually getting at all an idea of its play style or anything.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like Alfino had a death flare gauge or anything like that. So you won't get the actual mechanics.
Rotation.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So
it'd be nice to play as other people too, like Alize and her like a basic red mage thing maybe, or like Yestola, whatever the fuck she is, sort of a white mage.
But more so than that, I'd really like to play as like antagonist.
Yeah, of course.
Like when it goes meanwhile in Garlemald, instead of being a cutscene, you get to be, and then they might have loads of new abilities that you just don't have normally.
Yeah,
and that's why I was kind of saying like you might be able to, in a sense, see a new job because like you would be able to press button 3 and see a different ability that nobody else does, but it wouldn't be like playing that job. So it's like yes and a no.
Well, I don't think. Why do you have such a difficult name? Earn Thota. I don't think Earn Thota meant like that you would have like a full-on experience, because they're also saying in the same message that wasn't exactly what we got with Alfino either. But it would be a peek into, or a tease of a new class. That would make more sense.
Oh, I just said because they said try out. I was like,
no.
Really trying out.
It's more like a tease. Like
it's more
I
like
can totally see them doing that.
Yeah,
definitely.
If you've never played Summoner, you know that they have a heal and a
range
magic ability.
Yeah.
And they've sort of done like that before too. Remember when at the end of Heaven's Sword that you saw Gosetsu like doing all the samurai skills?
That's where my mind went too, is like looking at Gosetsu at that point didn't give you any idea what the job was like. Like looking at Gosetsu, you're like, okay, but I know I have a cool looking line conal AoE.
Yeah.
You know that their basic combo is gonna look like X.
Yeah.
You got to see the moon attack, you got to see some of the animations. Which I think it makes total sense.
Yeah,
makes total sense. And how much cooler would that have been if you were playing as Gosetsu?
Exactly, they could do that for the next 5.0 ones.
I totally get it. Yeah, I agree.
Right. So yeah, go for it. It was fun. More of that. And if we can look at some new classes with that system too, sure. Hello.
Beastmaster, it's happening.
Yeah.
Or as Mela said,
just
get to see like some cool perspectives you never would have seen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What could have been you? We could have stepped on people.
All of Rolo's roleplay ideas would be like, I want to play as this lady in this scene. I don't want to fight anybody. I just want to roleplay.
I don't want that cutscene where she steps on Gosetsu. I want to step on Gosetsu. Okay, the next one. So thank you for Earn Thota. Thank you for your message. Thank you for Mogmail. Now,
thanks, buddy.
The next one's from Fat Geisha. From Leviathan. Beautiful name. Okay. Absolutely beautiful.
Is that a row as well?
That is probably a row. What are your thoughts on future expansions and the chances of more playable races we know from older series? I've had my fingers crossed for Viera.
Did we talk about this?
No, me and you talked about it the other night.
Yeah, okay, that was.
But I also think I feel Fat Geisha. I have this flashback of having read that name on air, but maybe I haven't.
I think we have.
I think we've read this a question from this person. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or not read the question, but I think we have read questions from them.
Yeah. I don't think we've read this question.
Yeah.
You sure?
No, I'm positive we haven't read this question.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder now. I'm getting okay. Well, I've already read it, so it's too late now. Fingers crossed for Viera.
I think that's why you're having flashbacks, because we talked about Vieira before.
Probably. Also, Fat Geisha is a name that kind of sticks.
As I said, me and Rolo just talked about this, so all my ideas, I've already had all the ideas.
Yeah, what are your ideas? Yeah.
Oh, come on. I would love Ronso. Ronso is my first thing, which I never thought about before, but Ronso would be great.
Yeah. Big furry man. Big
it's like
say big furry man.
It breaks the mold of what we always get, but I don't think I don't think Ronso's would be too hard to design for, because they still have like a normal human body for the most part. I guess he does go on all fours a lot, but still.
Yeah.
There would finally be a more beast-like race, which we sorely need.
Yeah.
I think that was a problem we kind of came to though when we were talking about it, is that there isn't that many other races we could really pull from that kind of fit into the FF14 mold.
No, that's
true. Because when you go back and you think of all the races that are in Final Fantasy, there isn't very many. Most of them are just regular human man, you know, like for the most part. Or like Al-Beds or something, where it's like, oh, a different race. They have curly eyes. Who gives a shit? That's not a different, like, you know.
Yeah.
But I think Ronso's like, I don't know why people don't bring that up more, actually, because that would be a great thing to have. In my opinion.
It would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
He has just outed himself as a furry, by the way, so take note.
Void Scent race would be cool, but it wouldn't.
Void Scent would be fantastic.
It wouldn't. I think it wouldn't clash with the lore so badly.
And I think that's also not from a previous Final Fantasy game either, which is what this person's asking. Is there like trying to ones from older games?
I mean, the most likely place to take it from at the moment is any Evil Eastern one, because
at this point, I feel like if anything, Vieira has to.
It has to. You think they're gonna put Bonga in first?
Or
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That would be a nice.
I would prefer it as well.
Yeah,
I would prefer it as well, but they won't do it. No way they do it.
They just have to solve those feet, you know.
Your name would work for a Bonga as well, yes. It's quite lizardy.
Oh yeah.
It kind of actually it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would.
You're definitely a lizard boy.
Yeah, lizard boy.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was a seal.
That was right.
Okay. So I think the most likely one is Vieira, if anything. That's a more interesting question. Do you think they will add more?
They have to at this point.
Please.
Do they have to?
Yeah, I said so.
No. The trouble with the fact that the next expansion is more than likely Garden mode, meaning that it's could just be Guardians, would be pretty bad.
I don't think if they would. Is that even adding a new race though? That's
it's
like
just adding a nipple.
That's like adding a third clan of Hurons.
No, but a Garland is just like it's like a Frankenstein's monster, because it's a Hure head on an elephant body.
Yeah,
that's just boring. Like
it is boring, but
I don't think they'll add that. I don't think that they would even take the time.
Almost is the same they did with our Raw. They just
That's
bent
true,
an elephant body a bit and put on a lizard head.
Yeah.
And they introduced them at a weird time, because Heavenswood had nothing to do with Alphard, really.
Yeah, so
they could actually bring something in, and it's completely irrelevant.
Could be from somewhere else, yeah.
And as people are saying, like a Garland couldn't do any job in the game. They'd be able to play like machinist. That's the only job they can play. But they have the Aether Collector. At least they have help.
Yeah, the thing with that's the thing.
Can't play like anything.
That's the thing with the Garlands, because that's like the only race that they've put in there that literally has restrictions on like.
Right, exactly. So why would they choose that one? It couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get a new race in the expansion.
I'm really hoping for a new race.
I would I don't know. It's difficult to think that they would add one, but they maybe. A Vieira might be in the cards if they.
And once we get Vieira, I'm championing the Ronso cause. Ronso 2023. Okay,
right.
We have to get it by 2023.
Then.
Right?
Mark your calendars, everyone. That's
one per furryman.
If we don't get a race, maybe we'll get better customization options in the character creator. Maybe more presets, maybe more face plates. Because we've seen a lot of like new faces with Stormblood that you can't get in the character creator. Like they could put some of those in there, you know.
I mean, I would like Gosetsu's face for my character.
Hey, there you go. And Gosetsu is a big man too. There's no option. Well, he's okay. So Gosetsu is technically a row, but looks like a big Hure. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird.
And see, the thing about Gosetsu is I would be fine with it if there was anybody else that looked like him.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Like if they were gonna say he's a half, I'd be like, oh, totally. Makes perfect.
like I keep forgetting that Gesetsu is Ro, because to me he kind of looks.
He does.
Kieran.
I never think of him as a Ro.
No.
Yeah, I think of him as like a giant, just hulking man.
Yeah.
If he was playable as a race, I'd be inclined to give it a go, because armor would look super big on you, wouldn't it? And look cool. But obviously Rogan is a comedy, so we'll play one of them.
Right. Thank you, Fat Geisha, for that. Where are we? We are at Ro. Ro from Genova Omega. Have you ever thought about creating an NA-based speakers team to run things and do content to the NA players who watch your feed? I only created and power boosted a character on Omega to be able to take part in the show. I think with an NA-based team and sideshow, your fan base could grow even larger. Just a random thought at a random... why do I read it as if it's on screen? It's not even on screen. Where was I? I think with an NA-based team and sideshow, your fan base could grow even larger. Just a random thought at a random time. Let me know. P.S. Dark Lukiel is hands down the best speakers for me.
I mean,
I'm sure Dark Lukiel would love that.
As of right now, don't we do things more on NA time than we do EU time anyways?
Yeah.
It's the middle of the afternoon for me. It's in the almost midnight for you guys.
Cater for you.
Yeah, so it's like I don't. That's I don't.
It's.
Or do they just mean like having it
on
to
Ether?
Be possible to play with us on Ether?
Yeah, but it's
But then, I mean, that's always the problem.
Then we would exclude everyone on Chaos. So
right,
someone has to be excluded. That's just how it is.
I could see us like leveling some alts or something on it. Well, I mean, you guys at least leveling alts on like Aether and Primal, so we can have like do stuff on different days. But
it's just the one that you don't have characters on.
Yeah.
Primal.
I want to make it difficult for you as well.
Make one on Primals,
I have one on both, so.
Oh well, my god! 1 foot in every pond. You have 3 legs.
That's right.
God, you've got so many different flavors of pie all over your fingers, Honor.
I'm tasting every single pie.
I'm doing such a great job managing 2 characters. If I do 3, it'll be even better.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I will have so much content done on the 3rd character.
Amazing. So yeah, there will always be like that need for someone like, oh, you're not on my data center. That's just how it is. There are multiple data centers.
That's the unfortunate of data centers,
But the positive of the game is it's very easy to make alts on other data centers. So if you really do want to join in,
the fact that you don't actually have to get to our server, you just need to get to our data center, so you can be on a completely different server.
It's not fun to level up again, but
though with a level boost is pretty quick if you join like on Louis Soir or something.
If you
that's true. That was crazy. That boost you get there.
It's even quicker if you just pay.
You could always pay.
If you want to play with us, pay money.
Yes,
pay to win.
Put in our referral code, please.
Speakers XIV /MOG station
/MOG. Next one's from. Thank you, bro. Next goes from Captain Claw from Ragnarok. Hello, Speakers of Hydaelyn. One of the features I like in Final Fantasy XIV is the minions and how many of them we have available in game. What's your favorite minion? And do you think one day Yoshida will make minions available in dungeons and trials and raids? Thanks and have a nice day. Well, they already are.
Well, I think he means like having them out.
Showing them.
Out. Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay, I get
that. Would be cool.
I mean, I guess sure.
This feels like a question as old as time. Because you could have the minion out in beta or early around Reborn. I can't remember. One of them. You could have your minions out. I don't know why. I think PS3 limitations probably.
Well, and I also think it'd just be a little bit annoying. Like you'd have to have them set to like non-clickable and stuff. They would get in the way a lot.
True.
You could probably be.
Imagine trying to click on enemies and you'd always be clicking on the tank's minion because the tank's minion would always be right.
They could probably just do it so that they don't become clickable or something.
Right. Exactly. So if there was like actually different settings.
But is it worth it? Is it worth like putting down work to make that happen?
I mean, why not?
But it's a nice
cute little feature.
Why not? Because they could focus on something that's useful to us, probably.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to them sorting out the UI for the minions because at the moment it's trash.
That needs a search bar.
Yeah,
it does need a search bar. That's a good point.
And also stop allowing them to be sold.
You have this weird thing about this, Mela, which is really weird. I'm like, you get the cloth for that. You get the cloth for the Sada minion with the Dome and Enclave, and Mela's like, it's rubbish because you can put it up on the market board. I'm like,
I just feel like they lose value if people can just buy them. Like,
Some
of them are really
they gain value.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, they gain value
because you would need to get the money for it, and then some of them are insanely expensive. Like the hunting hawk is still pretty stingy in price. So I mean, I don't see why that's a problem.
Pulling items from like your airships which would be pretty much useless otherwise. That's a great thing for them.
Yeah. I don't know.
What's your favorite menu, by the way? They asked us that too.
The ferret.
Ferret? Oh, that's a close second for me. Probably the Mommy Shiba.
Oh, that's good too.
Copper Kid.
Oh yeah,
it's also good.
Yeah.
I would either go with Tonberry because I like that he fights with you.
Yeah, with his little knife.
He really tries.
Yeah.
Or Fat Cat because that's just such a fucking classic.
Classic.
Or Golden Whisker because of the annoying noise.
No.
Yeah, I love having that.
No. Oh, I also like the little elephant man that you get in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cute.
I don't like his body. It's weird.
Yeah. It's just
you don't like his breets, his nice little breets he's got going on, little tiny boobies.
Show me your private cups.
Breasts.
Okay, thank you, Claw. Thank you, Captain. Okay, so this is the last one. This is from Kamerma Boy. From Lich. Hello guys, I've got a question for you. What are your honest opinions on the infamous "you don't pay my sub" argument? You think it should be instantly dismissed, or perhaps there might be some merit to it? Thank you and keep up the fantastic work. A classic, also a statement as old as time.
There's no merit to it, though, obviously.
There's no merit.
If you were playing a single-player game, go ahead, make that argument. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're playing with other people, so shut the fuck up and do your job.
I feel.
It's different.
Go ahead.
It's different when you take up a slot in like a team and you aren't doing like your job properly. It's one thing to be like not know how to do it and be like, oh, I'm new. That's totally fine. But being just like so ignorant and just being, I'm going to play like this, even if it's like a huge detriment. Yeah, that's kind of like, fuck
I think you should expect to get kicked a lot because I will kick you immediately.
Absolutely.
I think the statement itself, I think, is only ever used as like a defense mechanism if you're being called out for doing something wrong.
Yeah,
it's never. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
And they're like, "Oh fuck, I fucked up," and it's like, "I'm gonna." And then they get angry and they're like, "Hey, fuck, I'm paying for this game," and like, "You don't pay my sub." And that's it.
You don't pay my sub either. You're ruining my experience.
Yeah,
exactly. It doesn't make any sense. It's a stupid argument.
Yeah.
It's like we all pay our own subs. That's what you think. You're not the only one paying a sub, my dude.
Yeah.
We all are.
Yeah. It's dumb, and you shouldn't pay no attention to it, and you should kick the person immediately because they're an asshole.
If you're not a team player, then I don't want you on my team. Dude. Like simple as that, right?
Yeah.
It's one thing if you're like, hey, I like to do my opener like this because it works better with my ping or something like that, or like I can do more
That's never ever happened before.
Yeah, if somebody criticizes you about that, then like, say you don't pay my sub because this is how I play. But if someone's like, you're dropping meteors and everybody, please stop.
Yeah,
and they say, don't pay my sub.
Yeah,
then fuck off.
Yeah, it's
I'm bad at the game.
It's like Yoshi P literally said it's fine to kick somebody for a lack of performance, and I'm pretty sure saying you don't pay my sub is like the definition of I'm not gonna try and do my job. Like I'm intentionally not trying to do my job.
Yeah, because at that point you're distancing yourself from everyone else. You're like, I don't care about you. This is my game.
Yeah.
And at that
just
point,
kick them, and
that's selfish.
Yeah.
They'll keep saying it, and then they'll be like, "Wow, I can't get anything done. This is weird."
Yeah.
Then I think maybe they'll change or quit. So
do you remember that guy in the Heavenswood wipe stream who just said, "I'm just here to do traps"?
What?
Oh yeah, we did.
It was A11, I guess.
Was it? Oh yeah, that's what it was.
It was Alexander 11 with the. Was it 11 or 10? The big one, long one where it has 3 traps in the middle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was Lonergan and orange, and some guy just ran up and down on all the traps constantly, and just like, "Hey, thanks for that. I was just here to do traps."
That's all he was there for.
Was he doing?
He triggered every single trap all the time whenever they were available.
I don't know.
It was very fun. It was very fun.
Good guy.
And it was more annoying because I was the healer. I'm like, I'm just not going to heal him because eventually he died, obviously.
He did die,
But the other healer was on his side, so he kept resting him. So he was always alive to trigger those traps.
Shout out to you if you're still watching.
He is not watching this. He's not watching this.
Big fan.
Okay, well, we don't have time for the great discussion. We'll save that for another day, for a rainy day. So now you'll just have to live with that. And we never got to the great discussion.
That, guys.
Sorry.
You're just going to have to live with it. Now we'll go into the how do I usually end this show? Thank you guys for watching Speakers of Hydaelyn, episode 99. Remember to follow us on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/Speakers of Hydaelyn, ! Discord and chat to join our Discord server, which you really should. We have a bot.
Send us Mogmail.
SpeakersXIV.com/Mogmail.
Stop posting the questionnaire. Stop it. Stop posting the questionnaire.
Don't post those anymore. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching live, post-show is coming up and we'll premiere the special, the Ul'dah special of Remnants of a Realm. So stay tuned for that. Bye.
Bye. Bye.